Following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
You know, it's official now that it's a warning, letting all of you out there that this may be only suitable for adults. But then again, it's at a bar. You shouldn't be bringing your kids out here. So it's 21 and up. That's right. I decided let's go live today. Yeah. I just reading text messages, of course, you could be sitting around waiting and waiting and waiting. And of course, and here comes people who just want to respond. That being said, hello, everyone. Welcome to the bar downstairs. It is me, Scott. That's right. I have started a live stream video. I figured, why the hell not? Better late than never. Of course, it's kind of early for what this format is now on this channel, the bar downstairs. It's a podcast format now, and I decided, why not? Since I'm not going to be nearly as busy over at Meet Us in the Man Cave, and I enjoy doing that, and I figured, why not just come over here and do it at the bar downstairs? And the format is pretty much related to Meet Us in the Man Cave. It's a brother station to Meet Us in the Man Cave. Hopefully, Chris and I will have opportunities to do future podcasts, Meet Us in the Man Caves. You know, it's in future plans, of course. Chris has got a lot going on right now, and this is just basically for me to continue going on, enjoying what I enjoy doing. And why not do it right here? Since I know a lot of you out there from the past enjoy a lot of the retro 80s culture type of stuff, especially when it comes to horror classics, the culture, the classic cult movies, and some of the just awful B horror films. And I never really got into that subject matter nearly as much, and I'd like to do it more in the future. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do a live stream, because I want to get on the subject matter, at least for a brief moment of time, whether people are here or not, during the chat or whatever here on YouTube. And hopefully it's going live on YouTube according to its live stream right now on YouTube. Yeah, I want to do some more live like watch alongs of some like cult classics or B horror films. And if any of you have been out there before, that's maybe been a fan, or you follow a channel where they do those watch alongs, of course, you pretty much know how the rules are on YouTube. It's more or less a watch along where we sync up our timings of when whatever that movie may be. Like I've already thought about the Kisses Phantom of the meets the Phantom of the Park, or whatever how it's titled called. And I've got an old friend of mine who wants to participate more in these podcasts. In fact, he may join this evening as well. He's not feeling too well, and he's going to try. He's going to try to join here on the live stream, but we'll wait and see. If not, we'll just catch him in the future. In fact, he's already been part of episode 1, was more or less meet Todd. So you should go check out that video, get a chance to meet one of my oldest friends, Todd, and give you a good background of his general idea of who he is and how he came along into my life and everything else. This was really back in the late 80s. So, we were trying to do the math during the time, and yeah, it was basically 1989. So, yeah, there's a lot of history right there. And I'm going to let you know right now, like I stated in a very short podcast last week, I was in the middle of a cold or slash flu. I know a lot of people have been pretty damn sick. So if I pause or I try to remember to pause, like say, mute my microphone, like right here, because I know I'm going to end up coughing, because I know how rude that can be. And I noticed that the more I start talking, there's still a little bit of, I don't need to explain to you. If you've had a cold, you know exactly what I'm dealing with and what you're probably dealing with. And I told Todd, if you're feeling bad, there's no sense of joining. It's just basically trying to explain to people out there who have been a part, who have, you know, followed me here on YouTube for a long time, and just giving them a rough draft of what's going on during a live stream. Oh, the future plans here and with the bar downstairs. And it's not just, I don't want to say it's just going to be following, eight like horror movies, cult classic films. It would be comedy as well. It's just basically that whole genre, anything really from the the retro 80s, Generation X type of vibe is really what I'm trying to get at. That's pretty much what this channel is going to elaborate on more from a Generation X vibe. It's because it's an era I grew up from. I mean, I was born in 1970, and I'm going to relate more to, well, Generation X in my case. And when I focus more on the times that I grew up, I find myself feeling less negative, less judgmental, and it's a safe place for me to stay. And that's basically in my genre. And I'm not trying to be judgmental to any other, genres out there. I'm safe here, I guess you could say. And I have more fun and I tend to laugh more. And well, you know what? Maybe you can relate, maybe you can't. But that's what this is basically in a nutshell. That's what this channel basically absorbing is going to be about. It's well, B horrors, comedy, cult classic, all that stuff, an occasional watch along with films like that. And then just like in Meet Us in the Man Cave, random shit, just random topics that we just can't help but talk about, really in the present or the past. And granted, it seems like every moment we wake up, there's something new going on in the world, and you just can't help discuss it. But that being said, one thing I try to avoid heavily, so heavily in my personal life, just like I'm going to do it very well here, because I make the rules as far as I'm concerned. There's one thing that I will not discuss on this channel, and because I don't like discuss it in my private time, and that's politics. I try to avoid politics like this last cold or flu that I caught. So that's one thing. If you're like me, either A, you need to take a break from it, or B, you just don't want to hear about it because it gives you a migraine. Congratulations, you came to the right place, the bar downstairs, where you can relax, where everybody you want to go, where everybody knows your name, da-da-da-da-da, and you're always glad you came. Da-da-da-da-da. You want to go to the bar downstairs where troubles are never the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Da-da-da-da-da. I completely wrote that. That's brand new. It never came from television series from the 80s. The bar downstairs. Da-da-da-da-da. But there's no copyrights there. Let's see. While I'm here in this live stream, and another reason why I figured, and I know this is at the last minute, the very last minute, there's probably a good chance a lot of you out there do follow me will not even catch this video till later when, and I can't say that I don't blame you. Um, I'm trying to think what else is it that I want to talk about in the future. Oh yeah, other than the fact myself being here, having other guests that come along, we're gonna try everything we can to every once in a while get the viewers, loyal viewers involved. Sorry, my other computer's loading up, and I'm trying to stop it real quick because I don't need it right now. And every once in a blue moon, I'd like to have, and I said it in the very first episode. I'm getting ready to cough. That's why I'm trying to slow this down. So let me just mute the microphone. Just like not annoying. I just started this podcast. I catch a cold, and now boom, episode 3. But anyways, here's a little bit of medication to help maybe get rid of that coughing blues. It's good stuff. What I'm trying to say is every once in a while, I want to like give away what I'm going to call an ugly mask. Yeah, an ugly mask. All you have to do is be a regular or a subscriber. And if you're interested in whatever the ugly mask that I'm going to choose, I don't know how often I'm going to do it. It just depends on how many people are, as a whole, how many people are going to be interested. And I'm just going to look for an ugly ass mask, and I'm just going to give it away to a loyal viewer subscriber, and I'll sign it or just put the TBD down there and and just go with that. So hopefully I should double check if there is anybody watching right now live. Are you seeing it right here on YouTube? I should go over there and check real quick. because the format that I use, a software program that I use called Riverside, is used on Meet Us in the Man Cave. It's supposed to be pretty much self-explanatory on. I don't know why I'm selling it to you guys. It's supposed to be a very simple for. Yeah, cool. Going live. That's all I needed to see. Just clicked over to YouTube. Sorry, this is all boring stuff for you right now. But yeah, please, 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 share your thoughts or whatever in the comments section in the live stream, and I'll be able to answer it right here on this format that I use for live streaming here on Riverside. And if you yourself, if you've been wanting to dabble into this, let's say, remote type of podcast where maybe you and you have a co-host that, I don't know, lives in a different location. Let me mute my microphone again. Sorry about that. I figured you'd rather me mute the microphone than to hear me, cough my head off. If you, like I was trying to say, if you yourself are ever wanting to dabble into what I'm doing right here, and you need a software program that you can rely on that has good quality when it comes to video and audio, I cannot tell you how happy I've been. Well, I'm about ready to when it comes to Riverside.fm. It's they have, of course, there's other competitors out there, but the one thing with Riverside, I can tell you right now, the quality of the video and the audio is spectacular. And whether you're using, a live streaming or not, if you're just going to record, if you're like me, if you like to edit, you've got great raw footage that you could download from Riverside, the audio and the video, and use your software program that you used for editing your videos. It is spectacular. If you need any more references on that, you could check out here the last couple podcasts that I've done, or go over Meet Us in the Man Cave, where I highly stress you check out the past podcasts where Christopher Webb and I've had. Or you could even ask Christopher Webb; he could tell you the ups and downs that we were having in the beginning. Learning the format, because sometimes when you're recording, the download speeds could be, you're like, oh great, my picture sucks, but it's uploading it to a cloud and everything works out super great. And there's Todd now, who has got this, I don't know if it's I don't know if that's a glowing cup in his hand or not, but Todd, welcome to the bar downstairs where everybody knows your name. We're actually doing a live stream video right now. And just you caught here just in time where I was explaining about Riverside and how people get the cooties from Riverside. See? Yeah, you're tapping on the microphone.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, good. I can't hear me. So, is my levels okay? How am I looking?
Well, you're looking like you're on a live stream, video. We don't need to sit here and discuss why we can't hear you right now because it is a live stream, but I can hear you. We can always talk about that later, but yeah, just giving everybody a general idea of what the hell's going on here at the bar downstairs. Told them that you may be joining me here soon. We're not sure because you're not feeling well. Lord knows I know, and probably about from what you and I have heard, and everybody else, everybody's been so damn sick lately. So if there was anybody who's actually watching right now, they're like, oh yeah, I get it. I know. In fact, maybe they're feeling like shit right now too. So what a perfect time to go down to the bar downstairs, get yourself a hottie toddy or hold the tea and have some whiskey. So other than you feeling like shit, Todd, how the hell have you been?
Well, good. I think I want to thank everybody for hanging with us last week for the first time we've ever tried a remote. We're going to try that again because I think it worked well. Once I figured out how to do it, and that's just growing pains, but we'll be doing a lot of stuff from Kings Island, which I got my sweatshirt on because it's cold to me. I've just got the chills. We've got it's today's an important day because for theme park enthusiasts, today was the winter chill out up at Cedar Point. Basically, what happens is people pay $100 per ticket. It benefits a kid again, proceeds, and they basically get to walk around the park and see what's coming up, what's new. They got some new announcements that are coming. I'm looking forward to seeing, and that's it. Other than that, Mrs. Todd and I just got done watching Nosferatu, the new one, which was pretty good. I kept on cutting up in the middle of it because when the two twins come out, spoilers. But when they showed the two girl twins, I'm just like, oh come on, who were they? Full House.
The Olsen twins.
Yes. I'm like, oh look, it's the Olsen twins.
Yeah.
Let me turn my echo cancellation on.
Yeah, I don't know. You may not be able to do it during a live recording.
No, I can't.
That's trial and error. Are you getting an echo right now?
No, not from you.
Okay. Well, I'm not getting an echo.
Okay.
So that's
I
good.
just noticed it was off. I'm using the new soundboard.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. Let me see how loud this is going to be.
I went to see Nostradamus as well while you're checking all that stuff out. So yeah, I liked it myself as well. I mean, when you said spoilers, it's like, well, you've already seen it if you've seen the original one or the one that came out in the 90s, but it's damn good. The visuals are spectacular. If it's obviously still playing the theater, well, did you watch it on Peacock? Is that what's available on right now?
Yes.
Something like that. But
I watched it on the cock.
Yeah. I'm so jealous.
While my wife put me under
let me hide myself right now because I'm bitter.
Great, I will. No, but I was going to do pictures today from my trip for everybody that I ended up going to Fort Worth Stockyards. I got a bunch of pictures from there. We'll show them off sometime. And big shout out to my stepson, my son, who graduated into hydraulics and is now at Little Rock, Arkansas for 2 years. And then the day after, he left early in the morning, so I ended up going to Six Flags over Texas, which is where I tried to do the live stream. So can't hear you.
I muted my microphone. I'm trying to remind myself that, like, when you're talking, because of the sniffle still,
yes,
I'm trying to hide it. So I'll mute while you're talking. So that's why no one could hear. Let's see. With everything that's been going on, like I said, I've given a general idea what this channel pretty much is about in the future and all that. And I know, of course, I got up to the point where random shit, like you stated, shit happens. I figured let's have a little bit of fun here. And of course, as you're very much aware, Todd, this past week, or might have been earlier in the week, and this is kind of like a what would you do sort of thing. You've heard the Delta Airlines, which always really has a great reputation for a lot of frequent flyers and all that. They love
I picked a great time to fly. All the airplane shit going on. I picked a really good time to go down.
Exactly. Well, I'm sure you heard about with Delta, Airlines flights. What was it, 4819? It had that flip over.
Yes.
And in Toronto, and to sum it up, Delta is pretty much offering and thankfully everyone survived. But they offering every individual with like $30,000. No questions asked.
But it's in credit.
Yes. Here's $30,000. We're sorry for the inconvenience. Here you go. Enjoy.
That reminds me of the old gag about who was it? Who was the comic? That stated it was Gallagher that said, "What do you do with the kid who won't go to school? You kick him out. He doesn't want to come. We won't let him." Why would I want to fly your airline again? after that happened. You know, it's like I got no idea.
Well, it's almost like, yeah, I'm not even going to go there because you know how it is. You can go down, push that little snowball, and as it goes down the hill, it gets bigger and bigger. But no, would you take the $30,000 or would you just say, you know what? No, I ain't gonna accept that because I know that means if y'all take that $30,000, that means if I sue you ass, that's people. They automatically. What would you take the 30,000 or would you
Yes.
sue?
Yes. And I'd sell it.
You'd
I'd put that shit up on eBay for 10.
$30,000 you'd put up on eBay? Oh, that's awesome. I love that
Whatever.
answer.
I'd sell it off. You know, I
I
mean,
love that answer.
my first question would be, is it transferable? And if it is, great.
Is it tax deductible?
Taxes don't exist anymore.
Yeah, fuck it. We don't need to do it.
They're firing everybody. They're not going to be able to catch anyone anyhow. So
That's right. You know what? I owe taxes this year, a whopping $8. So I'm going to block myself out right now. I'm just there to turn around and do this to the man. Wait a minute. You still see me. Fuck it. Yeah, I would take the 30 grand. And on honesty, it's always that if you won $1 million from the lottery, what would you do with it? Now it's like a more realistic $30,000 number. Would I pay more to my mortgage, or would I get a new furnace, or would I go ahead and take care of the car, or would I? Either way, I'm still on this side of the dirt, so I'm still going to have to take either one of my problems and still have to pay for it either way. But I don't know. That's what I'd say. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm fine. And you talked about Kings Island, and of course you were at Six Flags. I'm thinking from your perspective, well, shit, I've been stuck on roller coasters before. This ain't nothing. Yeah, give me the 30 grand.
yeah, it's really neat when you get. My wife and I were stuck on a Millennium Force one time. You have no appreciation for how.
There's Jake. Ty, go ahead, and Jake, I'll introduce you to everyone.
Man, dude, you're out. You're free. You got the money you owe us, motherfucker.
That's right.
No problem.
This is awesome. Hey, Todd, I'll let you finish, and then I'll introduce Jake to everyone here.
Well, no, I was done. Let's go ahead and have Jake have it. He's much larger than me, and looks like he could beat me just by intimidation alone. Plus, he's got a cowboy hat on, and I've seen enough of those after being in Texas. But
perfect timing at that as well. Mr. Jake P. You're on a live stream right now, sir.
Oh, wow.
And but you know what, you're used to this sort of thing. You're not too shy to it. Todd, this is my good friend Jake.
Nice to meet you,
This
Jake.
is one of my oldest dearest friend, Mr. Todd.
Nice to meet you too.
Enough said. Yep, Todd and I have gone back long time.
We should watch the first episode. He can watch the first episode and he'll get our history.
That's right, Jake. We're starting a new podcast format at the bar downstairs, my original YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, it's the same basic concept as Meet Us in the Man Cave. Meet Us in the Man Cave still exists. Chris has got some extra stuff going on right now. So while I can't sit around and not do anything. So this is a brother station. So Meet Us in the Man Cave, where we talk about, I know you enjoy this stuff, Jake. It's horror, cult classic, comedy cult classics. It's just those movies that nobody else, or it's just Todd could even explain it better than I can right now.
Okay.
So
it's music and it's random shit.
Well, and it's random shit. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 55.
He's old.
And 80s were the best. 80s, early 90s, best time for music. That's when I was in the club DJing. Scooter was doing my lights. The different movies that came out back when rap didn't mean a damn thing. I mean, the closest rap got to being offensive was Salt and Pepper screaming "push it" and "let's talk about sex," which made it up for it. So hey,
right.
it wasn't all this kind of hate crap that's going on now, and you gotta get out of thesaurus and read in order to understand what an album's about. But it's also one of those things where if you can appreciate, remember the time when you went to the record store and didn't even wait till you got home. Mom and dad drove you to the record store. You got the album, the cassette, whatever. The first thing you did was rip that damn thing open. Look at the liner notes, dude. How many songs am I getting? What are the lyrics? All that other kind of jazz. Shit we don't do anymore. Right. And I think these kids are missing out for it.
I think
Jake,
so. Yeah, absolutely.
please, sir, fire away.
Okay.
Pat Benatar, my favorite artist. Hit me with your best shot. Covered.
Pat Benatar rocks. I've been actually thinking about Van Halen.
Yes.
I personally love both Sammy Hagar and David Lee Roth. I think they both are awesome, and they both have great songs. And you know, people are divided on that. How do y'all feel? Especially you, Scooter.
Oh, good. Somebody else that calls him Scooter.
No,
Well, just now.
Oh, that's what I call him. I call him Scooter. That's what I call him. I've always called him that ever since we were in high school. Or just out of high school.
give a little bit of like I
long
was
time.
having a personal conversation, or we were having this conversation during a conversation. The reality of it is even a real true backstory. When I was in 4th grade, there was this kid who sat across from me, and his name was Scott Allen. And so you got Scott Allen and you got me, Scott Kiddard, and it's like you'd think they would just separate us from different tables, but grade school in my time, they had like just a big like kitchen table, and there's like 4 of us per table. So they didn't rotate us. So the teacher decided to call him Scotty, and that's how they were going to separate it. And I was always very antsy. So they gave him Scotty and they gave me Scooter when I was in 4th grade. It disappeared for a little while. And then as fast forward to my teenage years, someone who was a mutual friend of ours started calling me a nickname that I got in 4th grade, AKA Scooter. So Todd, I don't know if you've ever really known that, but that's the history. Leave it to Beaver, leave it to me. And for so many years, in let's say the past 20 years, Jake, he's never heard Scooter before, so that's why he was laughing his ass off. Here I am, 54-year-old fart, and some people still think me as a little fucking Scooter, and I guarantee you I do not scoot as well as I used to.
Luckily, there wasn't too many kids that were named Todd, so Toddles never stuck. But it pops up now.
Toddles does make you smile, though.
It does.
There you
Toddles.
go. Taught you feel good about that. That's
You can't say it with a frown. You know,
That's right.
Toddles. You know.
No, you can't.
But no, but yeah, and so also the movie thing. My wife gets me movies like B movies, like real things you've never heard of before, and sometimes you stumble across something that's gold, like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I mean, what a classic. I'm dying for the second one to come out. I know I hear they got a script. I'm not sure if they're in production, but man, would I love to see that movie. That's one of the movies that you can like tell anybody to watch, and if they don't get it, they're dead. It's just absolutely so hilarious. You know.
It really is.
Yeah, especially when he's running with the chainsaw and the bees and stuff, and everybody's scared of him.
Todd, real quick, as I got to know Jake, he started following Chris and I over at Meets the Man Cave. And Chris and I started noticing right off the bat that Jake is like I call him a walking encyclopedia, especially when it comes to horror sci-fi.
Nice.
So pretty much anything that you can think of or that you enjoy, Jake is probably going to get 99.9% of exactly what that reference is. And when it comes to the horror retro, you know, it's amazing. Sometimes Chris and I will be sitting here talking about it, and we're like, come on, Jake, help us out. And Jake will know it.
Here, let me test him. Bullshit artist.
Oh my God, yeah.
Bullshit artist.
I know that, but
Scooter's never seen it, and I'm dying for him. That's one of the things that we want to do is we want to do a stream where we get our reaction from watching the movie. We're trying to figure out the logistics because, like, anymore, all these streaming services have like he could start it and I could start it, and then the commercial could come in at a different time. So, being IT, I'm trying to get it to where we can all watch one source, and so we get the reaction at the same time. But Elijah Wood was a producer on the movie. Does that help? It's a love story.
I can tell you what it is, but I have to disguise myself.
It's not Maniac, is it?
Nope.
No. Okay, no. I think I've heard of it. It's more recent.
No, well, yeah, it's recent-ish, like last 12, 15 years.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Just go. These.
Rudy Tooty, Disco Cutie. Rudy Tooty, Disco Cutie.
See,
I'm
I
off
put
my
Jake on the
game
spot.
right now.
It's Greasy Strangler.
I've never seen that actually.
Oh, we got him.
Tell you what, guys.
Full frontal
I'll be
nudity.
right back. Go ahead, continue. I'll be right
There's
back.
full frontal. There's male and female full frontal in it, which is just hilarious because it's. I'll just go and I'll just touch on it lightly, but it's about a guy and his son, and this old man is still a swinger, and so he has this purple velour suit that has a cutout in the it shows skin here, and then it shows skin down there.
Oh.
Like literally his package, and he's got his ass hanging out of these things, and that's what he goes dancing to the clubs in. And I swear to you, I don't know that much. I don't want to get that down into it, but he's it's got to be a prosthetic. It can't be real because this thing's just like he's an old guy, and it's like this long. And then his son has a belly button, basically. So he's wearing and it's just the old man covers himself in grease and kills people. He's the Greasy Strangler. That's what he is. My wife swears it's the worst movie ever made, and she may have a good point, but I sure as hell enjoy it. So
Not
yeah,
to
that's going to
interrupt
be
your
one
movie.
of
Sorry.
we're going to go through.
I know, Todd, you're not feeling well, but I have to bring in a little bit of, something that we do at Meets in the Man Cave, basically what the fuck you're drinking. And I came across something today that I have to share. This is called Von Payne Black. Now, I know it's kind of hard for me to get this on just right with the camera and all that. I got to go about so far because I have it on manual focus, but I love it. I've never had this yet. The only thing I've done was, of course, remove the seal and basically
It's got a
nipple.
gargoyle.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Please work.
Oh, and it comes out the mouth of the gargoyle.
Yeah. Now, the thing of it is, I thought it was an Irish whiskey because it was in the Irish location. No, it's out of Florida because I was reading the back of it. So, yeah, that right there, that's cool as hell. I mean, when you're going to have a bar, you got to have,
You got to have that. You got to have Dan Aykroyd's tequila with the skulls. And you can never have enough Cabo Wabo, which, going back to the question, Jake, I didn't mean to get us off kilter, but yeah, I like them both. I think Sammy Hagar only added
good stuff.
I just really think that it said a lot about David Lee Roth that he never wanted to tour with both of them. Because I think that would have really been Scooter and I went to go see him with my wife at when they were Van Hagar. Back when they had Wolfgang.
That's when you seen him with David Lee Roth and Wolfgang was the bass player.
Oh wait, that was right. That was David Lee Roth. Yes. But I mean, again, Edward's just unbelievable. There's nobody ever will be better. Thank God he didn't like drums. That just would have been that would have been terrible if he wouldn't have switched. Scooter, what's your prognosis? Hagar Roth. I know the answer.
The name of the group is Van Halen. I appreciate everyone that's been a part of that band, from, of course, Wolfie, Gary Sharon, which I am always feeling that's underrated and never had its opportunity to shine. But the reality of it is, it's Edward and Alex's band. And I'm thankful for David Lee Roth, the way he sold that band back in the day. He worked his ass off. He was David Lee Roth. He was the lyricist for that band. But when it comes to the music that became a part of my DNA, once I said, it's Alex and Edward's band.
All right. So they do know wrong. As long as those two are there driving.
David, yeah, David. Look, we could go down a really long episode about Van Halen from my end, so I'm going to be very respectful for listeners and to the two of you. So, yeah, everybody pretty much knows how I am about Van Halen, Edward Van Halen. My house pretty much, if there was ever a day, you're seeing something that represents a lot of the horror concept, but outside these walls, it's basically a lot of Van Halen stuff. And let's just put it this way. My son's birthday is October 4th, and he was born in 1995, the day after OJ's verdict. October 4th was always pretty much my new birthday. And I tease and say, hell, I'm only 33 because, I like to think that was my last good year of a birthday that I remember having a good time. After that,
Well, yeah,
I don't give a shit.
You were driving OJ and you didn't get caught. You got caught scot-free. So the statute of limitations are gone now, so we can
That's
say that.
right. But in 2020, we all had a shitty year. And I woke up super early that morning and I seen something online and I went into a dark hole on October 6th, 2020. And I couldn't come out of it for a while. I was severely depressed and I didn't want to accept what I seen. And Zach's mom was the first person to reach out to me and said, I'm terribly sorry to hear about your loss. My loss. She said, my loss. I never met the man, but oh my God, it was like daggers that just basically were digging, like dull daggers that were just trying to dig out the heart in my chest. And it's amazing. I never thought I would experience that before from somebody who you don't know, but holy shit, I'm still not over it. I still can't accept it. And I probably never will. I don't like to go to live concerts anymore. A lot of it has to do with the fact that, I'm proud to say and very thankful as fuck that I seen Van Halen 14 times in concert. Thanks to Todd's wife, I had an opportunity and Todd to see Van Halen the very last time with David Lee Roth.
Hell yes.
So Todd and I had seen Van Halen in Cincinnati. Todd and Darla and I went to see when she was pregnant with Zach. And I went up to Cleveland. And Jake, you've already heard that story. Hell, I pissed myself because I wasn't going to miss Van Halen.
Do you remember? And I still
Todd,
have
you
it in
don't
my
know
garage.
that story.
I still have it in my garage, Scoot. Do you remember what we took from the Van Halen concert when you
Oh,
and I
yeah.
were by ourselves?
Oh, yeah. It was one of those, I can't think of the proper name of it. It's like a canister.
With soda. And I believe it was Mountain Dew.
It's like a keg.
It still had the tag on it.
Yeah.
We just saw it sit there. We just picked it up, just started walking with it. Hey, souvenir. Nobody's got one of these.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, even on my phone screensaver, it's I won't change it. Hell, my first tattoo is a Van Halen tattoo on my left arm. I only got 2 tattoos, and as far as I'm concerned, they're Van Halen related. Van Halen and Cabo Wabo. I don't need any more. I gave you the answer. I guess you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I've even mentioned a lot of Van Halen on Meets the Man Cave, so it's kind of like, I mean, shit, my goddamn poster.
Nice.
So, another question I need to ask. Can't stay on. Let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, here recently. I'm not going to bother bringing up the video thing. Do you guys believe in UFOs?
Yes.
Recently, there's been more and more reports. I'm just going to use the word recently. But there are individuals now that firmly believe in the year 2027, we Earthlings are finally really going to see proof of UFOs by the year 2027. There's been more and more reports of it. When I hear that, I'm kind of like, ooh. What are your guys' thoughts? If we in 2 years actually start seeing how do you think we are as a whole going to handle this?
You want to bring the country together, that's the way to do it for about 4 weeks.
Oh, snap.
And that'll do it.
So I thought I almost
I
spilled my drink. Sorry.
That's my
That ain't
opinion.
cool.
I think it'll actually make everybody realize that, but my problem with it is
That's good.
the only I know there's life in the universe besides us. Just by the pure number of stars that there are. There's more stars in the sky with planets around them than there are grains of sand on a beach. The fact of we being the only one is just, to me, astronomical. But I don't know if they'd come back. I think they'd look and they'd go, "Nah, insignificant. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, harmless." And then the entry that they put in after it was complained about was mostly harmless. So I don't think like they're coming here and they're going to keep coming back and they're going to give us technology and they're going to do all this other jazz. I just think it's one of those things to where we ain't that important yet. Jake, what's your thought?
I kind of hope it happens, but there's all these questions. Are they going to be on our side, or are they going to try and take over, or are they going to work with us, or is it going to be like aliens? And we need to act like Vasquez and Hudson and everyone from Aliens and just kick ass or what?
So let me Neil deGrasse Tyson you on that.
Okay.
What Neil deGrasse Tyson would say, I believe, is that if they have enough technology to come light years across the solar system to get to us, there's no reason. What are they going to do? They're going to inhabit us? No, they would pick another planet that's not in the habitated. They'd inhabitate that one. And so, again, it's our stretch isn't. We don't punch very far, I guess is my point. So once we're able to punch hard and get it out there, then maybe. But it's if you were an alien that had the ability to conquer the speed of light using wormholes for travel, and you came to Earth, don't you think there's something better out there to look at than us?
Probably.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know.
I reckon there's, yes.
But no, it's a good question. It's a wonderful thing to pop. I did work at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base for a while, and I asked high up one time, "Is there anything not from this Earth on this base?" And he said, "I cannot confirm nor can I deny that. So take from that what you will."
Ooh.
But definitely, there's stuff from spaceships. Definitely, they were trying to hide it. Nowadays, they've got so much other stuff going on. I don't know that it's. With all the fake stuff that they've already had happen, you'd have to really do some work on making people believe it. Because, I mean, you got people now that believe the Earth is flat, and I just do not understand that.
I don't even.
Again, you'd have to convince me why. What's the purpose in proving to everybody that we're on a round ball when we're really on a flat Earth? There's no difference. It doesn't make any. It's stupid.
Well, scientifically, it's been proven that it's not flat. That's why I can't understand their argument. But and I know I asked the question, but I'm still on what the fuck you drinking. My priorities here.
Sweet tea with a little bit of honey in it, because
there you go. Smart man there. And of course,
sounds good.
Let me guess, Jake, you're drinking some Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Well, close. Mike's harder lemonade. Harder. Yeah.
It gets harder.
Oh, Jake. Yeah, Jake is.
Oh, fuck, you're insane. I can't be here anymore. Yeah, that's too crazy. You're too crazy. Yeah. That's too much.
That's too much.
Too much machismo. Too much machismo.
The reality of it, I should have also mentioned here real quick. Yes, all three of us here are Ohioans right now. Jake is further up north, and I'm kind of in the middle. And well, ironically, where I live, Todd graduated. if that makes any sense. And Jake, you're all the way up there. And no, I think my cousin graduated from Bowling Green in Kentucky. I butchered that. Never mind. But this is, I noticed today when I was out and about running some errands, the sun was out. We're all dealing with the bitter cold. And I'm hearing on the radio some Reds baseball. And this new beer I got, it's called Centerfield Hazy IPA, which thanks to Mr. Christopher Webb, he's got me hooked on these goddamn IPAs, but this is out of Blue Ash, and I like it. It's actually supposed to be something for baseball related, but I know what's that got to do with aliens? Well, that's I guess maybe I'm trying to go full circle here to my point.
Because if there are aliens, then we're going to need not just Mike's Hard Lemonade. We're going to need Mike's Harder Lemonade. And I
Harder.
make it harder by
Harder.
shaking it real slow. But
harder. Oh, God. I've lost the plot.
Yeah.
That's my
something
job.
that I thought about that, and this is before this whole ordeal about the possibility of us human beings, earthlings, truly seeing visual evidence of UFOs. In other words, there's no sense of hiding it anymore. They're right there. Something that I've always thought about throughout the years, and it's this whole paranormal thing. Now, who am I the hell to say that ghosts do or do not exist? That they are here, spirits here, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes I've wondered, what if that some of these ghosts, I'm going to put air quotes, ghosts, just to be respectful. What if they're actually aliens? We don't have the technology to truly understand the possible alien from another, universe. We'll say Mars. We really don't have that technology yet. But what if they were the ghosts that we thought were ghosts, but they were really aliens? I mean, you're free to think whatever the hell you want, especially when you're drinking a lot of IPAs or some new whiskeys.
But does it really matter? I mean, as long as they got ghost-like features, I don't know that it matters too much.
Well, I guess it depends on when we meet. If you don't want to sit around and worry about it, then cheers. Enjoy the moment. We don't know what the hell's going to happen. Because the reality of it is, when our day comes, we don't know if it's going to be the worst time ever or it's finally going to be, oh, thank God, I don't have to pay bills anymore. I don't really know the answer to it. I love hearing everybody else's thoughts and feelings on it. I just hope that if, let's say in 2 years or less, we do get Independence Day, whatever you want to call it, copyright. I already blew it earlier before the both of you showed up. I was trying to figure out how to do a cheers thing. Sometimes you had to go to the bar downstairs, where everybody, the bar downstairs, you would have go where people talk about stupid shit. Stupid shit is all the same. Everybody wants to go to the bar downstairs. I butchered it, but it sounds better this time around.
Reminds me of one of my favorite things to do in line at an amusement park.
See, that's what aliens do to you.
And it's getting more and more to where I can, the audience I do it for just isn't there anymore. But God, it's fun when you find them. I like to get in line when I'm in a long line and just bust out into, well, the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. And I'll go through the entire damn thing too. And it's just like people are just looking at me.
Speaking of retro, I was talking about record stores in an episode from Meet Us in the Man Cave podcast. I talked about Peaches Records.
Oh, yeah.
And Zach's mom had to get me that. There's Jake. You always rely on Jake on stuff.
That is amazing.
And by the way, I'm glad to see some familiarity from Jake's background. Jake, he moved, and it was kind of like, at one point, it's like, Jake's background's all boring and white. Where's all the artwork that he had before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I got this, Jake. There's a little restaurant up at Cedar Point, and this is the bar roller coaster that holds liquor. So it's like a roller coaster, but it's holds liquor bottles, which I think
Oh,
is
no,
cool.
that is badass, Todd.
So again, I go up to Cedar Point like 3 times a year. I just love the place. My wife and I have been doing it for 25 years, staying in the same room. It's just, we take the kids. Well, I got 6 grandkids, so we take them for one trip, which is lots of fun.
Sorry. Speaking of, hopefully it'll come across well. You can always, if you can't see it well,
Oh yes,
this is the Beastie at Kings Island, Zach's very first time of riding a roller coaster. And he's sitting next to Todd, but unfortunately, the 2 kids sitting in front of Todd have their way of the picture shot.
because they're assholes.
So,
Just kidding.
there's my son with the middle finger, and there's Todd. And this is actually Zach. Well, if I obviously turned off the screen, but that's in Zach's bedroom. That was Zach's very first time riding a roller coaster. It's been a while, but there for a period of time, Zach, this is somebody who you would think would not want to have anything to do with roller coasters. You take him to Kings Island and he would go, okay, you walk inside Kings Island and you go to the right of basically where the pond is, where it's been for so many years, and you look straight ahead and there's the Kings Island's Eiffel Tower. And we'd go to the right, and then we'd go, sometimes Zach would want to go on the air, I always call it the air conditioner ride, where you go inside and you get to shoot these characters, whatever the theme is. In my heart, it's
Scooby-Doo,
still
Blue Bastards, they had a couple of them.
yeah, I'm always Hanna-Barbera still. And even though they've been gone for so many years, in my heart, it's still Hanna-Barbera. But Zach would go to the roller coaster. God help me out here, Todd. I don't want to say what it is because I'm going to throw it off big time through years. In other words, the roller coaster in my head, it wasn't there. Okay, I'll just say it. That way I sound like an idiot, but it's coming from Kings Island, Screaming Demon. See what I mean? It's stuck in my head right now. It's not Screaming Demon. It's
Vortex?
Not Vortex. Actually, I have another photo of Vortex.
The roller coaster?
You
that goes
go
upside down?
No, it doesn't go upside down. It's got the high hill before you get to the Beast. We're butchering it. I'll put it up on. Well, it's a live stream video. So do what?
Mystic Timbers?
No,
that's a new one.
This was
before
out.
You get to the Beast. Vortex was back there by where the Beast is. But if you're going down the left side of the park, you're going Racer.
No, this is to the right. If you're leaving, you go into Kings. This sucks. It's a live video. It's like, oh yeah, I get to your goddamn.
What the hell else are we going to talk about? Aliens?
Yeah. Van Halen.
Yeah.
Sammy Hagar is big into aliens. That's back to one of the songs from 5150. Love Walks In is basically about aliens. Oh shit. Where are we at? Where am I at?
So where am I? To the right. The Beastie?
Not the Beastie. Hey Siri. You're not working right now. I don't know why.
You're stumping me, and that's hard to do, dude.
Kings Island. Anybody that's watching right now, which I know you're not, thank you so much for the support. But I did this at the last second. He's not doing Michael Myers stuff, so I ain't gonna watch his fucking videos.
Oh, I've got an idea for you when we're off that I want you to try to do that I think would be hilarious.
Okay, roller coasters and more. Well, that's helping me out a lot. From the big throws of Diamondback. Zach. Now, Todd, let's just say, okay, we're going to say Uncle Todd. This one would make Uncle Todd so proud if he were to watch Zach get on the Diamondback after a couple, let's say after half a dozen times. Zach gets on that ride, and I'm the parent. So there's not much that's going to hold you in with Diamondback. It's just it seemed like it's got this steep hill, and it's just like, I mean, we're talking, you look at it, it's intimidating as hell. Zach gets on that thing and he goes down, and there ain't shit holding him in. And as a parent, I could get on roller coasters when I was a teenager going to Kings Island. One of my biggest thrills was, hey, I got some beer at Kings Island. I'm going to get fucked up, Now it's like, oh my God, I hope Zach doesn't get bit by a bug. That's how it is now. He's riding down this steep hill that's like, at a 2-degree angle, and he's like this. Whee! This is a kid who is afraid of a lot of stuff, but roller coasters do not intimidate him. The Beast, I mean, I even got videos, archives, I think even on this channel back in the day. He's on the Beast. He's got this big old, and there's other people who are like, I ain't liking that ride. At the Son of Beast, my son loved that ride. I'd say 9 out of 10 people like, I don't like that ride. Zach, he loved it.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Beast
yeah.
was its best, and you're a roller coaster enthusiast if by the way, hands down, best coaster on the planet's the Beast, bar none. Night ride, best night ride on the entire world. They did the retracking of it; it worked great. But I so miss back in the day when they had what was called buzz bars. It was just one bar that went across, and that sucker came down, and you had like that much space between your thighs and that bar. And there wasn't a seat divider, there wasn't a headrest, and you just flew on that sucker. And it was back in the
Especially
day.
if Todd could I'll tell you what, I'll start it, and I'm damn sure Todd could finish it just right. Let's say you're on the Beast, and it's in the evening. It's a wooden roller coaster, by the way, and it's been raining a little bit. The Beast itself is going to what, Todd?
It's going to go faster.
Yep, I knew you'd
Now
say it.
it's not as fast as it used to be. Before, it used to have the pressure brakes, which was the brakes that would come lift up onto the car. So the car would physically, you could feel it lift up when it was trying to stop it. Now they have the trim brakes, which are they have a piece of metal on each car, and they have fins that you go through, and they're trim brakes. When they retracked the Beast 4 years ago, they redid 2,000 feet of it. The first day I was here, the first day it opened, the only trim brakes they had was going down the first hill. They didn't have the trim brake in the long brake run, and they didn't have the trim brakes when you went around the final helix. And that sucker flew. I've always said, if I die on a roller coaster, let it be on the Beast. When I go and hit that double helix, and that train just goes off, and I go with about 35 other people. I mean, just whatever. Or it can be a solo ride, whatever. But to me, that's just the top. That's the max. And I'm so glad they retracted, because that was getting to where I couldn't. If by the way, if you're going to go to Kings Island and you want to ride the Beast and you're scared that it's too rough, sit in seat 17. It's the second to last seat. You're not sitting on a wheel on seat 17. And so that really, before they retracted, that was the smoothest place. That was where the employees would ride. So just a little tip. Got a lot of tips. So what are your hobbies, Jake, besides movie buffing? Any kids?
Oh, no. I have
Cheater.
2 nephews and a niece and a great nephew.
Oh, so you're renting, right?
Yeah.
You're renting them. Yeah. I'm telling you what, I got 6 grandkids, and if I knew they were this great, I would have had them first.
All right. Now, real quick, as got a little time here, a little air, dead air. Here at the bar downstairs, which of course for so many years people have followed me here on this channel. You guys have been used to some unboxings in the past. I'm hoping you get an idea of where this channel is going in the future. There will still be an occasional Halloween stuff, but I just want to bring more in who I am. Not just unboxing videos, not just Michael Myers stuff, but other parts of my life that is just solely just as important, if not more. And that all being said, which I say a lot, I just sent Todd an email.
Uh-oh.
Now, in the first episode, I talked about something that I think would be so fun for a lot of people that are huge fans of films, whether it's horror, or comedy. But there's also something that's been very big, a part of my life, and still is to this day. It's basically a script, and I want viewers or listeners out there, because this is also available on, your favorite, podcasting app. And this time I'm not going to give any hints, not even to you, Jake, but this is actually from a comedy series. And I know that in our first episode, I kind of edited it to where it ended to where it was a teaser. And I'm thinking that in a very, very soon episode, Todd and I will express our feelings about. Todd, it's up to you. I know you're not feeling well, but you sound like you could still. And we'll
I'll
talk
push through
about
it.
golf in another episode.
For this, I'll push through it.
Okay. And I think you got the idea here. I kind of abbreviated, and because I know at least the beginning so well. And you're better at this shit than I am. So,
Okay.
Jake, I hope you can enjoy this right now. So basically what this is what the fuck? What movie is he in? What movie is he? This is actually from a television series.
The greatest television series of all time, thanks to our brothers. Congratulations to Canada.
That's enough.
For
Okay.
For winning the hockey game.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they won.
Congratulations.
They won the four countries. So
I applaud them.
way to go, eh?
Yeah.
Go Canada.
That's right. Got to show respect to our Canadian brothers up there.
And now the Dr. Seuss Bible. One day God said, "This is what I will do. I will send out my child. I'll send him to you to clear up this humpity bumpity hullabaloo. His name will be Christ, and he'll never wear shoes. And his pal will all call him the King of the Jews." He didn't come on a plane. He didn't come in a Jeep. He didn't come in the pouch of a high-jumping Vo Beep. He rode on the back of a black Sassatu, which is the blackest creature you could ever view. He rode to Jerusalem, home of the grumpy Jews, where false prophets were worshipped, some even in twos. There was Murray von Mur and Genghis von Vooz, the one you could worship by taking a snooze. Christ spoke from the mound, which is a pile of ground, and people gathered all around without making a sound. Thus he spake. Sit in socks full of sin. How do we quiet this Jehovah-dy din? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That includes you, young Timothy Foo. Scooter.
Oh, so what should we do with this uppity Jew?
We can wash him in. Oh, go ahead.
It's okay. We can wash him in wine and make him all clean into Sam Zitty's crucifix machine.
Twirl the whirl and release the gavis. And in go the nails as fast as you please. And it is said that he said as he bled, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do."
For they walk through life with toe crimsy shoes.
Do you?
Do you?
Amen.
I knew I wasn't going to be able to even. So, this is a true script, not from me, not from Todd. It's from a television series. So, if anybody's, it's obvious, yes, this is a live stream video. So, if you catch this, you got enough time to figure out what the hell was he reading this from? It's a hint. Actually, you've gotten two hints from Todd, Jake, and myself. We Canadians. That's all I'm saying. Of course, we're going to express our feelings about in a so near podcast episode.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Scoot, we watched some of those things 4 and 5 times over. We would just watch them over and over on loop. I mean, that's back in the day when I had VHS, and so I'd play one and then we'd rewind the other one while we're getting ready to switch them and then go back.
and
we
the thing
all the time.
Here, this also kind of ties it into the DJing nightclub days. I can remember those certain nights. I want to say it was Friday night when Todd was done, and I'm not. you know what? My point, I'm trying to get this, let's stick to this. I almost said the name of what we're talking about here. After let's say a Friday night, like I said, Todd mentioned VHS. He would record it because our access to this series was on, let's say, HBO. So we recorded on VHS. I didn't, at this point, I don't give a shit about anymore about being at the nightclub. I want to go home and watch the new, or actually over Todd's parents' house to watch the new episode of Kids in the Hall. That was at 12:30 at night. That's what I'm thinking. It's not about meeting a girl. It's not about possibly getting, no, I want to watch a new episode of Don't Say It, Scott, aka Scooter.
Scooter, I think you already said it.
You did.
I did. Yeah,
You did.
I did.
I'm sorry.
I'm good at that shit. But you know
No,
what?
man, it's cool.
The good news is The Omen is what we used to watch all the time, every Saturday night. Yeah, well, it is what it is. But the reality of it is, in a future podcast, it'll definitely be a lot of fun going over those particular times. No doubt about it.
And hopefully in a week or two, we'll be able to have the technology up to where, and Jake, you're more than welcome to join us on our view-alongs. And that's one of those things to where, I mean, there's two different ways to do it. I don't know which way is best. Greasy Strangler, because you guys haven't seen it, don't watch it until we get it on the live stream, because I want your absolute raw reaction to it. But so you've got the one thing where you're like talking along with the show, with the movie, that people like start when the lion roars or whatever, and we don't show it, of course, because it's copyright strikes. But or you have another thing where you can like talk through the movie. So you can just like basically go in and like go scene by scene, little known facts that nobody knew about it, which you may have some, you know, depending upon how many horror facts you have, that might be some really, really good, for you to prepare up first and just talk about, hey, I never knew that happened. I mean, because there's so many things in movies anymore, and it's the 6 degrees of separation is just incredible. I mean, everybody's related to everybody else in Hollywood. And I'm not just talking about Elon Musk, but
Actually, gives me an opportunity to either encourage on top of plugging Jake himself, an eye for horror. Jake got into the involvement to where he actually contacted individuals, celebrities, where he would interview them on his own particular YouTube podcast channel. And so Jake has definitely some experience when it, talking to celebrities when it comes to the whole horror genre and all that, which is pretty damn cool. Have you done anything like that in a while? I mean, I have not received any notifications here.
No, I'm still trying to get guests.
Yeah, hell, all power to you. It's amazing how you do it.
Thank
And
you.
not to change the subject, because I do kind of want to get to something that's music related, and I want to share it with all of you. And I just, you know what? It is what it is, right? Let me just find the power of pushing the right buttons here. If it actually shows up, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Hopefully it'll play.
wow.
This was like
Yoko sees a group of men and she just can't wait but to do something to get them separated.
I just yes. John Lennon, who we all know, will go and it will be in history is the ultimate, greatest artists, songwriters of all times.
Yeah.
But John, dude, what the fuck? Paul was even. George was even.
All I can think, Scooter, tennis ball garden hose. That's all I can think. That's it. That's just. I'm just saying. I don't know for a fact.
Now,
that would be my guess.
It's also a lot to deal with heroin, is of course, It I still got it playing on my other tab. Chuck Perry, the reaction on his face was just priceless right there. And this was back in the day.
I think that's the last time he performed with her. I'm pretty sure. Could be a bad
it's John Lennon, of course, unfortunately, was introduced to some certain things. The Beatles were introduced to a lot of things. In fact, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, and anybody who could be possibly watching this live stream later on, who's more of a Beatle historian, from what I understand, it was kind of like, well, we'll have Ringo do it first. Now, smoking pot, for an example. If we want to go down this whole history thing, if I'm right about this, of course, when the Beatles met Bob Dylan more or less introduced, the wacky weed to, let's say, John Lennon. And so John more or less, the whole legendary, since this is a Generation X ordeal. Hey, Mikey, remember that old classic? Hey, we'll have Mikey try it first. The cereal. I forget what cereal brand it was, but they had Ringo like, hey, you smoke it first. And then basically, okay, Ringo's, then I'll try it. So, yeah, John Lennon unfortunately went down a heroin trail at one point, and this was, of course, during the times that he was really involved with Yoko, and that right there shows it. And it just kind of makes you wonder, oh, John. A lot of people would shut up and listen to John Lennon all the time, but dear Lord, dude, what the fuck were you thinking?
garden hose.
Yeah, to Todd's point, tennis ball, garden hose. He's right.
Yeah.
Imagine if you can.
Well, no, the last thing I want to imagine is that. But
see, music is still the number one thing, no matter what. In episode 1, Todd talks a lot about his DJ years. Talks about experiences, the basics, the heart of why he did it. And I know we teased about other nights, other experiences when it comes to, let's say, Y2K. We'll get into that into a future podcast. Trust me, Jake. If you really want to hear some interesting stories, you can start with episode 1 if you haven't yet checked it out. And Jake and everyone else. And then we're not always going to sit here and talk about, remember the good old days when we used to be attractive and skinny and our shit didn't
hey,
stink.
speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself, motherfucker.
Damn sexy bitch.
But occasionally we will talk about ghosts, talk about UFOs being ghosts, why Elon Musk didn't make me a toaster that works better than yours, all sorts of cool ass shit, and why the chicks I still think from my generation are much more hotter. Yeah, I'm proud to say that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yes, Jennifer Aniston. Enough said. Well, guys, I think that will probably pretty much do it for me here on this live stream video. I'd like to thank everyone that watched this live stream video, that participated in the live chat. As I can see right now, we'll just skip this part right now. Jake, thank you for joining us here, meeting us here in the bar downstairs where everybody knows your name. And they're so glad that you came. Dun, dun, dun. Todd, you were a soldier. You made it from Dallas back to Ohio, the heart of it all, while you've been dealing with this incredible cold flu / whatever new disease it's called today.
I think it was just food poisoning because I'm starting to feel pretty good. So, I mean, maybe it was just hopefully.
It wasn't Skyline and it wasn't Montgomery Inn.
No, they just had the meat. There.
I'm just sticking up for the ones that I know that wouldn't do you wrong. Glad to hear that the one child is doing well in your life. He's going on to bigger pastures in Arkansas.
Oh, I forgot to mention he is working on light heavies, which are C-130s. So that's what he works on, which is really exciting because growing up in the area he grew up, he saw them in the air all the time. So
I guess a little piece of advice to this young man that you're speaking of right now, who just graduated with this particular part of his life.
Right.
I don't want to say any names, but I do know for a fact that there's someone that I know personally that has somewhat experience as in other words, as a civilian in your industry,
Yep.
who has made one hell of a life for himself. And we're talking anything from his career to his personal life, because he's stuck with what he's doing now to what you're getting involved into in a material in a military format. So I'm hoping that you could read in between what I'm saying here. And this is no BS for me at this point. Just stick to the tough times right now, because if you get through the tough times, what you're about to achieve in life with what you're dealing with right now, you're going to be able to afford IPAs that are much stronger than the stuff I'm drinking right now.
Well, the biggest thing, and the biggest thing is that he,
Stick with the script.
yes, because it's going to. I mean, he could retire at 55, dude. Come on.
I'm 54. If I was you right now, I'd be like, oh my God, I've got, what is this? What is it? February? Holy snapples. I've got less than 5 months. I could retire. Yeah. See, just trying to paint a picture for this
Well,
young
no,
man that
you don't
just,
get Social Security until you're 65 or 62 at least. 55, you get your AARP card, which means discount at Denny's, yo. Yay.
or if you're like my mother, she's saying retirement. Nah, I don't think so. That ain't for me.
I love what I do too much.
She
That's a sick
just,
thing. I'm a sick
if
fuck.
she retires, that means I'm sitting at home with my husband.
By the way, Jake, I'm a programmer, and I'm lucky enough to work from home. So I've been with the same company for 20, going on 25 now. So
Oh, nice, Todd.
it's real nice.
Female mannequins. That being said, Jake, do you have anything else you'd like to share?
No, I think I'm good.
Female mannequins. Todd makes them those breasts perky. I still try to pretend that I know what I'm talking about. Jake, thank you once again for meeting us.
Yes, wonderful meeting you.
Yes.
Likewise, Todd.
Absolutely. Hope to see you again. Come on
And
down
for
anytime to the bar downstairs.
the bar downstairs, the ugly lights are still staying off, but we are getting a flock out of here. Bye. All right.
We got to wait for the upload.
Do.